following is a presentation of the National Sim Racing League of America. Enjoy the race. Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is race 21 in season number 7 of the NRLOA Chick-fil-A Cup Series. We're here at the last great Coliseum. This is the Bristol Motor Speedway for the Krystal Night Race at Bristol. 100 laps of action around the world's fastest half mile to begin the season 7 Chick-fil-A Cup Series chase. Today, 10 drivers in contention for the championship will begin their fight for the championship throughout these next 10 races, and whoever has the most points of these 10 drivers at the end of these 10 races will be your Season 7 Chick-fil-A Cup Series champion. And we have 2 chase drivers starting on the front row. That's Cody Sill and Michael Canto, but everybody else starts deeper than 20th alongside Trey Wright for this race. What are those other 8 chase drivers going to do to get up to Cody Sill and Michael Canto in a tight place like this?
Well, Bristol is known for its passing. It's also known for its action, so I'm not entirely sure. I'm pretty sure that there's going to be a lot of passing. It's going to be shuffled a little bit. The field is going to be shuffled a little bit throughout the race. We have pit strategy that comes into play, and they do call this the last great Coliseum for a reason. This place is known for its action. It's known for its wrecks. It's known for a lot of great stuff that what makes this short track one of the most popular races in NASCAR. So
yeah, definitely is a popular one, no question about it. Krystal Night Race. To begin the chase, it has opened up the chase here at Bristol every single season. It's actually going to be the last season where the chase gets opened up with Bristol as the schedule changes next year. And we're going to have a different race up front because the races are going to coincide more with the real-life NASCAR races a little bit more than they were this year. So it won't be Bristol next year. But for the final time, we're going to open the chase up at Bristol, and quite a place to open it up. It's one of the craziest races we get all year, and the defending winner of this race is Daniel McMillan. He starts 7th, and if you remember last year's race, Garrett Sonora was the dominant guy of the race, but a late race caution came out, and very similar to what we've seen a lot of this season, pit strategy coming into play right near the end, and somebody who wasn't really dominant getting the win because of pit strategy. Hopefully that will not happen tonight. Who knows? It's 100 laps. We have pit stops and cautions and everything. I don't know what to expect here in the Krystal Night Race. Here are the 10 drivers who are in the chase. And, of course, with all the bonus points added on, this is how they come into this race in the point standings. Brad Stover, the points leader, 2,019 points towards the championship. John Stewart is 7 points behind. Roger Ray is 10 points behind. Stuart Gretton, Cody Sill tied for 4th in the points, I should say. They're both 12 points behind. Justin Heath is 13 points behind. Michael Canto, 15 points behind. Diego Yepes, 16 points behind. Elijah Gordon, 17 points behind. And Nicholas Samadillo, 18 points behind. Those are the 10 drivers who are in the chase for this season. One of those 10 drivers will be your Season 7 Chick-fil-A Cup Series champion. Let's hit trackside for the command here at the last great Coliseum. And let's begin the Season 7 Chick-fil-A Cup Series chase right here at Bristol.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
And a great command there to fire these guys up for the first time in the chase for 2018 in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. From now until mid-September, we'll be racing for a championship here in the greatest series on Napa Fan. Cody Sill, Michael Canto, a couple of chase drivers there on the front row. They had the 2 fastest times in qualifying yesterday, and they're in pretty good positions to get a decent amount of points exiting the first race of the chase. Ace Garcia, Patrick Smith in row number 2. Jordan Carter, Nathan Stapleton in row number 3. Defending winner of this race, Daniel McMillan, starts alongside Juan Garcia. Christian Vargas starts alongside Daytona 500 champion Zachary Fitzwater. Jay Jefferson alongside Garrett Senor, who almost won this race last year. That's still going for his first win since season 4. William Brock and Julio Cesar there in row number 7. Jesse Turner, Blaine Keys, Matt Tuck, Aaron Walpole, Matt Dalio. Our last winner here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, Isaac Nichols, Cameron Garlington, and Alexander Rowe. Then the next chase driver in line, the third chase driver in line, starting 22nd, Brad Stover in the number 99. And of course, you see the rest of the starting lineup roll on the side of your screen. You can see where all those chase drivers start, and many of them deep in the field. But these two guys are seeing a pretty clean racetrack right now. Cody Sill and Michael Campto. We're going to have to see what they do on the start of this race. So here we go. The last great Coliseum. You can see it right there. Cody Sill, Michael Canto. 2 chase drivers ready to lead the field to the green flag in the Krystal Night Race. Lap 1 to Cody Sill. In the 37, Ace Garcia finds himself in second, but Michael Canto got right to that inside. He is third right now in the number 15. Cody Sill continues to lead here at Bristol.
And Sill, he has found his groove as he is running, 121 miles an hour. So that's faster than what I usually...
Oh, and around! Christian Vargas down the backstretch, and Jay Jefferson is involved as well. Brad Stover got bumped around a little bit, and they're jamming it up down the backstretch. It was a very slow spin for Christian Vargas. I'm hoping they can all figure it out before they come to the line here. The yellow flag is out, and we got some damage on Cookie Helms in the number 18. Brad Stover got a piece of that, but I think he's okay. John Arndt with damage in the 05. I don't think any chase drivers were significantly involved in that accident, however, so I think we're pretty decent. A little bit of a jam up there with William Brock. He's got some damage, and this place is so small. One guy goes around, they all jam it up, and we see Justin Roberts with damage, but I don't see any chase drivers with damage, so pretty good there. An opportunity to come down the pit lane already. Cody Sill leading the field down on lap 5 of 100 here at the Bristol Motor Speedway.
Well, that did not take long at all, Napa fan, as Christian Vargas, he just got spun out, and it's effectively a logjam at that point. So
it is, especially when it's that far up in the field as well. We saw that 06, he was in the top 10 when it happened, but not going to be top 10 anymore after that, I don't think. Have to see where everybody falls in relation to the rest of the field. I think everybody came down, which I'm actually kind of surprised. Usually here at Bristol, we get some strategy play to go on. We saw it last night in the Turkey Hill Series race, and we did see some strategy play right there. Ace Garcia wins the race off the pit lane with JoJo Carter, Daniel McMillan. That's Nathan Stapleton behind, and I think William Brock is behind Stapleton there. No, Zachary Fitzwater. It was a beast car. I can't quite get to it because we got all these guys coming off the pit lane. Cody Sill will fall to the 6th position. Senor's up to 7th, trying to gain some vengeance from last year. Patrick Smith, Jesse Turner, and Jordan Lopez. The top 10. Canto to 11th right now. It's still Cody Sill and Michael Canto, the 2 highest chase drivers in the field. Let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the first caution of the night here in the Krystal Night Race at Bristol. Jay Jefferson in the 16, a little edgy with Christian Vargas in the 06. Vargas getting spun around there by the number 16. And he just keeps on going. But Jefferson also got involved in this quite a bit as well, as you can see. He got hit there by William Brock, and even Stapleton got involved in this. I think he's second now. So he took a little strategy on the pit lane there. Jesse Turner, Jordan Lopez avoid this one. Most of these guys do avoid it for the most part. Back in here, they log jam it a little bit. I know William Brock got damage. I know Justin Roberts got damage. You see him hit the 06 right there. Alonso had nowhere to go right there. And then Elijah Gordon a little bit there. And Arndt got a lot of it in the 05 with Helms behind him. But for the most part, that was a relatively minor accident, thankfully. We've seen flips here at Bristol before. I think we can be thankful there were no flips in this accident.
To ride with Christian Vargas. I'm not sure if was intentional by Jefferson, but it did create quite the problem And Brad Stover, Diego Yepes, wrong place, wrong time for them. Cookie Helms, he's done, and it's only lap 2. So, tough break for them, but hey, that's Bristol. So it's collected its first victims of the night.
It has. But for the most part, I think all the chase drivers are still safe. And of course, I don't know if I mentioned this in this video. I know I mentioned it in qualifying. All the chase drivers with the red banner. First time we've actually done that. And I think they look pretty good. So you can easily identify the chase drivers on the racetrack here. It's not that red Chick-fil-A logo. The whole banner is red, so it's a lot more identifiable right now. We got 4 chase drivers right here on each other, but that was before they came down the pit lane, so that doesn't really mean much. Ace Garcia now the leader, trying for his second win of the season. We'll see what he does on the restart here in the Krystal Night Race at Bristol. We are back here at the Bristol Motor Speedway for the Krystal Night Race. And Ace Garcia is the leader right now in the number 92 with Giorgio. You know, I keep on wanting to say Jojo Carter and Jordan Carter at the same time, and it comes out really funny. Jojo Carter, second in the 26. Daniel McMillan, defending winner of this race. Nathan Stapleton, Zachary Fitzwater. Highest chase driver, Cody Sill in the 37. Senor, Smith, Turner, and Lopez. And Michael Canto, second highest chase driver in 11th. Back to the restart, lap 9 of 100 at Bristol.
So the good thing about restarts, definitely at here, is that they're usually single file. Actually, they are single file because of no lap cars.
We actually, I think, got rid of the double file restart rule because of this race. Sometime, I think it was sometime last year, we had a race at Bristol and it was just ridiculous. But thankfully we have gotten rid of that rule. Everyone starts single file so that we can keep these guys racing, because when we had those lap down cars on the inside, they'd be going slow and everything. They just keep on wrecking, and we wanted them to race here, and we saw them race last night, and you saw what that brought us, so we're hoping for more of the same here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Not much of a change right now between the top 10. A couple guys coming down the pit lane back in there, and I think those were some of the guys who were involved in the accident, so we might see them kind of cycle down the pit lane quite a bit. Matt Dallio's down the pit lane, Matthew Phillips. Oh, and a chase driver there, Elijah Gordon in the 5s, also down the pit lane, and the yellow is back out. And it's Justin Knight in the 35, Jonathan Wong there, Aaron Walpole, somebody smoking. That is Nicholas Samadeo, chase driver in the 24, massively torn up for Zidell Motorsports. And I'm a little curious to why we had a few of those guys coming down the pit lane right there, but it's just the way it goes, I guess. Ooh, a little bit of a tap right there from those guys. Ace Garcia gets collected by the pace car, and we're back to a little bit more action on the racetrack. Nathan Stapleton was second, and he got involved in this. Jake Jefferson with damage. There's Justin Roberts in the 83. Of course, he had damage from before. Elijah Gordon, I think, is a lap down now, because he already had come down the pit lane before the caution came out. He's definitely going to be a lap down because of that. See the rest of these guys coming down the pit lane right now, trying to catch up to the end of the field, and most of these guys staying out here, or most of these guys coming down, I should say. All the guys staying out had already come down the pit lane. Yepes with damage in the 32. Another one of those chase drivers. We'll have to review this crash as it happened, but there's Ace Garcia, number 92. We'll have to see where he comes out in relation to everybody else here. We saw Nathan Stapleton and Ace Garcia beat off Cody Sill. It's going to be Jesse Turner winning the race off the pit lane for NRLOA Motorsports. And they got Daniel McMillan still in third as well, and Sill bounced back. He's going to be up to the 4th position now in the 37. Great run for him. And I think Nichols is actually going to be 5th, so that's how they line up. Quite an interesting shake-up there in the lineup. It's Jesse Turner out front here at Bristol. But first, let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the second caution of the night in the Krystal Night Race. So Aaron Walpole is the cause of this accident, and I think he blew a tire off the corner. You see it right here. He does not turn off at turn 4, and he smacks this outside wall, and he was on that inside. There was no reason for that to happen. Got tapped by Roger Ray just a little bit there. I think Ray was able to continue. Andrew Miller. Brad Stover's going to avoid this in the 99. Just think, that could be the championship right there, because look, it's Sam Adio in the 24, right into Jonathan Wong, and Justin Heath, another chase driver. He got a lot of damage from this one as well. And then Yepes, so 3 of the chase drivers involved in this accident. That is not at all what those guys need, especially someone like Nicholas Samadeo, who has 1 bonus point after the regular season. He barely made it into the chase, and he's going to get knocked out pretty early here at Bristol, but a lot of good drivers involved. Justin Knight, William Brock, Alexander Rowe, and Jonathan Wong with heavy damage in the 39.
So as Walpole loses a tire, makes a little bit of contact with Roger Ray, and then here comes Samadeo. Look at that 39, almost up and over. He got Eric Almirola right there, but Samadeo, his car is toast, and a lot of good chase drivers were taken out in that. So,
And this is the result of all those chase drivers starting deep in the field. You still got Sill and Canto running in the top 15, but as for the rest of these guys, they were involved in that first accident, and then the second one, because of them not qualifying well, that's the result, and Samadeo's done for the night. That is a tough one for him. The thing I did say in qualifying, it's not as much of a rush anymore, because you can, you have 10 races. You're not going to get eliminated from the chase. You don't have to worry about that. You got 10 races. Samadeo still has 9 races left to bounce back, and that's what I like about this system. Gives a lot more time for these guys to really show their true potential. So we'll see if Samadeo is going to be able to do it in these next 10 races, but definitely not the start that team wanted, nor Justin Heath or Diego Yepes. And he also had Elijah Gordon get lapped there. And all these guys who came down were involved in that first accident. And apparently they had damage, had to come and repair it. So that's the reason behind that one. Jesse Turner won the race off the pit lane for NRLOA Motorsports. Let's see what he does on the restart here in the Krystal Night Race at Bristol. Back here at Bristol. And it's kind of funny, the NRLOA Motorsports team will not be NRLOA Motorsports next year for obvious reasons. But there will still be a team. The Outer Island Motorsports team will be switching to Toyota. But they will most likely still have Turner and Dalio as their drivers, and they'll still have the same numbers and sponsors, so you're not going to notice too much of a difference. But either way, one of their drivers leading the field, that's Jesse Turner with Garcia, McMillan, Sill, and Isaac Nichols. He did gain a little bit of damage as he hit Jordan Lopez on the cooldown lap, running in 5th. Here comes Ace Garcia trying to get to the inside as Jesse Turner. Turner denies him. Alonso and Elijah Gordon, they're closing in on these guys, and they might be a bit of a factor. And somebody just went spinning. That was Juan Garcia, and the yellow is back out. And I think they crossed the line. No, they didn't. They're going to slow it down. Turner able to stay ahead. Got some guys coming down the pit lane here, and a couple of teammates, and Vargas and Blaine Keys. I don't get this at all. Another chase driver. Then all 3 of the Wade Enterprises machines down the pit lane. That's John Stewart in the 04. And Luke Rainey in the 12. And I don't remember any of those guys getting involved in anything, but these guys might have been involved in an accident now, because they do have damage. I see Vargas with damage there in the 06, so we'll have to see what the deal was there. But they closed right in on the end of the field rather quickly, and I'm a little surprised by that. Turner, first guy down the pit lane, and he had a lot of lap cars in between him and Ace Garcia. So he's going to just dart right away, so he probably will win the race off either way because he's got such an advantage on Ace Garcia. But if we keep up these frequent cautions, it's possible we might get some guys to stay out and play a little strategy game here. But Turner, fuel only, making it easy on himself, and I think he's going to easily win the race off and stay out front. And he will, with Sill and McMillan second. McMillan's actually second off the pit lane, and this is a bit of an issue.
Oh, that got close.
Ooh, and he avoids it. McMillan avoids it. Sill is going to have to come back down the pit lane. But I think they hopefully will give Sill the position back. Yeah, he's going fast on the pit lane, but okay, he will get the position back, thankfully. He's actually got to go through the entire pit road because even though he can come right out there, the game has it set so that he has to run around the entire pit lane. So it's going to take a while for these guys to figure this out here. I'm hoping they can. Either way, Jesse Turner's still out front. Daniel McMillan is second, and Cody Sill should be third. You do see the spot that Jordan Carter is leaving right there, so we should see this 37 come back around and take it, hopefully. I mean, either way, he will stay on the lead lap, but it's Bristol, baby. It is a crazy place, no question about it. And we're going to go ahead and see what happened to bring out the third caution already in the Krystal Night Race at Bristol. Very simple incident, thankfully. It was just Juan Garcia going around, and Aaron Walpole. I mean, yeah, this is a little too close for comfort right there. And what really gets me here, we got guys coming down the pit lane, but we got John Stewart, one of the chase drivers, coming down. That caution came out before they decided to make the decision, so they come down the pit lane and they get that advantage by coming down, I think, and possibly, staying on the lead lap. I really don't know what's going to happen with those guys. We'll just have to see, but that's all that happens there. I'm hoping this race gets a little bit better. It's like this every year, guys. Quite a crazy one. Jesse Turner, the leader in the 77. Let's see what he does on the restart here at Bristol. Back here at the Bristol Motor Speedway, Jesse Turner is still out front in the 77 with last year's winner Daniel McMillan running second. I think Juan Garcia is a lap down. He is. Jordan Carter, he's a lap down too. And Isaac Nichols, All-Star Race winner Tristan Allen, running fifth. Patrick Smith, Trey Bartow, Garrett Sinor, Cameron Garlington, and Andrew Miller. Highest chase driver is still Cody Sill, and he is 11th. And that was after what happened to him there. We got Brad Stover now.
Oh, that was close.
Falling back a little bit. And we got more guys coming down the pit lane again, and I think a lot of these guys are guys who are involved in the accident. The rules here tonight are just really weird. Yeah, all these guys, they've been involved in crashes. That's why they're down the pit lane. And Elijah Gordon has gone multiple laps down at this point as well. That is not good for his chase hopes. Or, I mean, he's already in the chase, but for his championship hopes, I should say. Not working out too well for him, but I think we might possibly get a clear race from now on. I'm hoping. Fingers are crossed. Turner's out front in the 77. McMillan second. Tristan Allen has found himself into the second position. It's a mess back here. Stover's now multiple laps down. He's another one of the chase drivers with a lot of issues here tonight. But let me tell you, all the chase drivers have had issues here tonight, haven't they?
Yep, definitely is. Jesse Turner, he's just glad he's not a chase driver. He wants redemption after the Dean and James Wickard shootout race the other night.
Yeah, he was leading on the final lap of that race, or on the next to last lap, I should say, and it was involved in a huge accident. Of course, he had no cautions in that thing, and Alex Tanker passed him for the win. Congratulations once again to Alex Tanker on winning the Tour-type class of the James and Dean Wickard Concord shootout Monday night. It's between these two NRLOA guys, with Jesse Turner and Daniel McMillan at the moment, with now Andrew Miller running in the third position. That's like the best I've seen him run all season. Tristan Allen runs in the fourth position, and Cody Sill has found himself in a significantly better position, running in fifth. And remember what I said in qualifying yesterday when we had Roger Ray starting 39th? Well, now he's in the top 10. A great day for Roger Ray, a great day for Cody Sill, and Michael Cantor's still on the lead lap there. Gratton's still on the lead lap. We haven't seen much of him, and that's a good thing. But those are the only four chase drivers on the lead lap right now here at Bristol. Many guys with damage keep on coming down the pit lane. We only have ourselves 19 guys on the lead lap. William Brock, the last guy on the lead lap with no hood. It's Bristol, baby. Did you see John Arndt, Fitzwater? We saw Fitzwater getting involved on the pit lane there. Luke Rainey, Justin Roberts. The significant ones are Sam Edio and Justin Heath, Elijah Gordon. Those guys are pretty deep in the field. John Stewart's 31st. He's had issues. He keeps on coming down the pit lane. Diego Yepes, 33rd, 5 laps down. That is not good for him. And then Brad Stover, 2 laps down, but he's midway through the field. So it's quite an interesting race so far, but it seems to have calmed down. And Jesse Turner continues to lead in the 77. Pit strategy getting him to the lead, with McMillan running second, Andrew Miller, Tristan Allen, and Cody Sill.
Yep, you see, they're starting to fan out. They're starting to figure out that this is just the first race and they're not going to get eliminated. So, thankful for that.
Well, the whole thing is, most of the chase drivers have been eliminated, and I will say, yes, it's quite an odd glitch what happens with these guys. They keep on coming down the pit lane, but they got damaged, and that's the way this track is built to handle cars that have damage. They keep on coming down the pit lane over and over again. So we've seen, we've seen 3 crashes. That second one was pretty massive, and that's just the result of it, unfortunately. I don't know why Elijah Gordon and all those guys came down the first time, but that's the way it goes at Bristol, and all those guys did have damage, so there is a reason why they're doing it. It's not just random. So I know we've had a lot of pit road issues throughout the season, but this makes a little more sense. So we're just going to go with it. And just going to leave it at that. Turner is still out front in the 77. Daniel McMillan running second. And Miller, 2.5 seconds behind. Tristan Allen. And then there's Cody Sill. Where is Cody Sill? There is Cody Sill. Jordan Lopez, uncharted driver, right now 6th. Ace Garcia, Roger Ray, Julio Caesar, and Trey Bartow. Top 10 right now here in the Krystal Night Race at Bristol. Sill and Roger Ray, the only 2 chase drivers in the top 10 at the moment. Garlington's down the pit lane. He must have gotten involved in something. Actually, he just came down the pit lane. So, something amiss on the 13. He did start top 10 on this restart. So, not quite sure what happened to the guy who barely missed the chase. The tarp breaker for Cameron Garlington at Indianapolis. Almost got it by Nicholas Sambadio, but just could not do so. But, either way, I think, we've calmed down at this point. So how about that, this first, 40 or so laps here in this race? What do you make of that to begin the chase? All these guys rather antsy, but, such a tight racetrack, it's kind of hard to get things figured out after the caution comes out.
Well, this is the first race in the first season that you do not have the old 2014 elimination format. So they are still getting used to this. Like, there's not a whole lot of pressure that, oh my goodness, I'm going to get eliminated in 3 rounds if I have a couple bad races, so I need to get to the front now. You have 10 races. You could have just 1 bad race, but you have 9 others to make it up. So, and this is Bristol, so it is crazy around here. So, it's kind of expected. So, yeah, that's my take.
The good thing is we don't have the lap down cars starting on the inside, because if we did, there'd be more cars on the inside than the outside, and that would be a problem. But thankfully we don't have that, so that kind of gives a more fair advantage to the leaders, and it definitely creates a more normal race. Some guys moving their way through the field right now, and you see Justin Heath has come down the pit lane multiple times. He was involved in that second accident, and just not the night he wanted. Starting in the chase in his first season in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. He did finally get a win. He won the Open on Tuesday night, so congratulations to him on that. Finally a victor in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, or on Napa Fan, I should say. He had never won a race up to that point, but he's finally got it done. Ace Garcia falling back in the 92 right now. He got stuck on the outside, down to 12th. 18 on the lead lap. Garcia on the outside. He popped it right there. Not at all what he wanted. You see the damage to his race car, and I think a lot of guys have done that tonight, and I think that might be why we're seeing so many guys come down the pit lane right on the beginning of those restarts, because, they're coming down the pit lane, they realize they don't have a good car when they're up to speed, and they have to bring it down. Here's Turner. He's still out front, but Daniel McMillan going for 2 in a row here at Bristol, going for his 2nd win of the season. If you remember Rockingham, it was these 2 guys battling for the win with Patrick Smith, and McMillan had the best of Turner right there in that one. Turner ran out of gas near the end, and McMillan came on with the victory. That was definitely one of the best races so far this season. Maybe another classic battle between these 2 veterans right here for NRLOA Motorsports, as Turner continues to lead in the 77 ahead of Daniel McMillan. They got 3 seconds on Andrew Miller running in 3rd.
Yeah, so going back to the damage on the right side, turn 2, definitely in this game, at this track in this game, is one of the hardest tracks to not hit the wall on. As we can see, 3 wide between Ray, Alonso, and Caesar, and Bartow has joined that 3 wide.
Kind of edgy right there. Bartow trying to gain some positions. And Bartow, this is like the best he's run in a while, so it's good to see him in the top 10 right now. Roger Ray, he started deep in the field, but, he just got lucky by missing all those wrecks and now finds himself in 8th. That is exactly where he needs to be. Comes into this race 2 points ahead of Sill, and Sill is 3 positions ahead of him. So the way they're currently running, Cody Sill would take the points lead in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series after the first of 10 races in the chase. See where Brad Stover is. He is 23rd, so not too bad for Brad Stover. Considering all the bonus points he had, he shouldn't be too far behind from those guys. Grattan 17th, Canto 16th. Solid days for those guys considering everybody else. And like we said, Sam Edio, definitely one of the bigger ones right there. He's out. The 30 of Justin Heath has had a major issue. He keeps on coming down the pit lane. Elijah Gordon had an issue, had to come down the pit lane earlier on. He's 5 laps down. You come down the pit lane here on the green flag, you're gonna lose multiple laps, and it's gonna be interesting if this thing goes green to the end, because we might get green flag pit stops, and I think that's how Garrett Senor got screwed out of the win last year. And we got another longtime veteran who's leading this race, who wants to get a win, dominating the event at the moment, and I'm not sure if he's going to be able to win it. But then again, McMillan has been all behind him this entire run, and it's going to be interesting to see how it all goes down. Cameron Garlington is currently 3 laps down, so he did come down the pit lane earlier on with an issue. But Turner's still out front, yellow at Bristol, and we had a long green flag run right there. And Michael Canto, that is a huge one there for him. He was 15th. He got involved in that accident right there. A couple of American Motorsports drivers, Garrett Senor and Diego Yepez. I'm wondering if somebody was coming or trying to come down the pit lane and got into somebody else. See the damage on Yepez's machine. And then Garrett Senor in the 38 with damage. Almost won this race last year. Won't win it this year. And perfect opportune time for these guys to come down the pit lane. They'll be able to make it to the end from here. So if we get a green flag run from now to the end, off the next restart, I should say, this could be effectively the race for the win between Jesse Turner and Daniel McMillan. McMillan, like I said, going for 2 in a row at Bristol. We'll have to see who wins the race off. It's going to be one of these 2 guys. I don't think anybody else is going to have a chance, because Miller was like 3 seconds behind, had a ton of lap cars in between him and the leader. And you know what? He might have stayed out. No, he couldn't have. Yeah, he's on the backstretch pit lane. But both Turner and McMillan are on the front stretch pit lane. And I'm trying to get to him. Here are the rest of the guys coming down the pit lane. There's McMillan. There's Turner. Turner's coming off there. A little bit of contact with Julio Cesar. He'll beat McMillan off right there. So Jesse Turner possibly in position to get the win. Thankfully, there were no cars trying to come down the pit lane when they were coming off. Now, this is an opportune time for Andrew Miller to possibly strike. In the 7, he's going to be right on these guys. Tristan Allen, now he won the All-Star race on Wednesday. He's still going for his first points-paying win. So we'll have to see what he can do. And you got to give it to our pole sitter, Cody Sill, from avoiding all the mess here tonight. Highest chase driver in the field. And I mentioned in qualifying, you know, we have hardly talked about Cody Sill or Michael Canto pretty much the entire season. Even Roger Ray, we really haven't talked about him too much. But, I mean, up until Canto crashed right there, it was Sill, Ray, and Canto the top 3 chase drivers in this race. So they're definitely the consistent guys, and the guys you got to watch out for in this championship. The guy you got to watch out for in this race is Jesse Turner. We'll see what he does on the restart. Let's first review the accident that brought out the 4th caution of the night in the Krystal Night Race. Well, Trey, you might not be too happy with your drivers right here, because both of them getting in to a little bit of a skirmish right here. Yepez spinning his teammate Garrett Senor. And Senor tries to save it, and it's such a short straightaway that, you know, by the time you save it, it's the turn. And he comes right up on Diego Yepez right here and flat out clears him. Alonso, yeah, he got involved too in the number 40. And there's the other American driver of Aaron Walpole avoiding that accident, and bam! Right there, Michael Canto. And you know what? Stuart Gratton avoided this one in the 25. He was right behind Canto when it happened. That was a heartbreaker for Michael Canto. He was one of the only guys, only one of the few chase drivers in the top 15. And still on the lead lap, I should say. And he's going to get knocked out because of this. He's going to fall in the points after this one. A tough break for Michael Canto in the number 15.
Just ringing the shame bell, guys. Shame. 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 Alonso's not going to be happy about that. Aaron Walpole just misses, and Michael Canto. Wrong place, wrong time for that FIFA 15.
He started on the outside pole for this race. Definitely not what he wanted here tonight at Bristol. So we got 9 races left. We had the Darlington next week, and it shouldn't be near as messed up as this. Yeah, you know what I mean. But either way, Turner is still out front in the 77. I think we're going to have a pretty good battle between these 2 guys for NRLOA, but Andrew Miller, Tristan Allen, Cody Sill might have a say in the mix, so we'll have to see what happens on the restart. here in the Krystal Night Race at Bristol. Back here at the Bristol Motor Speedway, and with all the issues we've had here tonight, so many guys getting involved in accidents and whatnot, we only have ourselves officially 13 drivers on the lead lap, and Jordan Lopez is one of those guys right ahead of our leader. There are 3 drivers ahead of Jesse Turner, who leads the race, ahead of Daniel McMillan, Andrew Miller, Tristan Allen, Cody Sill, Julio Caesar, Roger Ray, JoJo Carter, Trey Bartow, and Patrick Smith. Green flag back in the air at Bristol in the Krystal Night Race. Good thing is these 3 guys ahead of Turner, they're pretty fast, so they're not going to hold them up here for the lead.
Definitely, and it's definitely been an interesting race. We've had people coming down the pit road every 5 seconds. We've had only 2 drivers go for the win. So yeah, definitely been one of the more interesting races this season.
No question about it, but I think we're going to get a... Ooh, boy, that could have been bad right there. Jake Jefferson tapped the outside, and Miller's stuck on his outside now, and that's a position for Tristan Allen trying to take 3rd. But the battle is back between McMillan and Turner, and McMillan, like I said, he won this race last year. He knows how to get it done at the high banks of Bristol. And, you know, what Turner wants is to lap Jordan Lopez, because that's a fast car right there. Still on the lead lap. If he laps him, that might hold up Daniel McMillan. Jefferson still in the way of Tristan Allen and Andrew Miller. Cody Sill has fallen off. He's stuck on the outside in 9th now. Roger Ray is now the highest chase driver in the field, and would you guess that he was the lowest chase driver to start this race? That's just how wacky it's been here tonight in the Krystal Night Race. Back to the point, Turner trying to pull away from McMillan, and right now these guys are in a position to make it the whole way, I do believe. I don't think fuel's going to be an issue anymore. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm not wrong, because this guy you are currently seeing on the screen has had 3 instances this season where he probably could have won, where he came down the pit lane near the end of the race and lost it. Martinsville, Rockingham, and recently at Nashville, I do believe. He was one of the guys who was up front and had to come down the pit lane. I think it might have been Armory Digital. I don't think he would have won because the caution was already out, but he would have gotten a really good finish and he could have made it into the chase. But either way, another yellow's out there, and Patrick Smith went around. So that's our 5th yellow. We've had up to 10 yellows in this race before, so we're not doing too bad, guys. Not doing too bad. And there goes Matthew Phillips. They're trying to cool it down right there, and that's the result. Jordan Lopez will get his lap back. That's great news for him. You see all these guys, they try to slow it down, and they will. They come off that corner pretty fast, I will say that. But I don't think these guys will come down. I mean, it's going to be less than 25 laps to go when we restart. I think they should all be good on fuel, so... And they want to keep, Turner and McMillan, they want to keep Jefferson in between them and Andrew Miller. And they are going to yeah, they are. They are going to stay out here. Turner taking his rightful position on the racetrack, I guess. I don't know. But Patrick Smith went around. Let's see what he did to cause that accident here at Bristol.
4 wide. Or at least almost 4 wide. That almost never works. Definitely not off turn 2. And just give it a little love tap on the inside wall. 4 wide again. And that was almost another incident. So
somehow they avoided all that. And I saw Grattan was one of those guys involved in that. And I don't know if Grattan's still in the lead lap or not. But I see the damage. He probably isn't. The way this race has gone, it has been a mess. And that's how it always is at Bristol. But either way, Turner's still out front with McMillan running 2nd. Let's see what they do on the restart here in the Krystal Night Race at Bristol. We are back at the Bristol Motor Speedway, and I'm hoping this is going to be the last restart, but, the way this thing has been going, it might not be. Jesse Turner out front, Daniel McMillan 2nd. They've been the dominant guys of this race. I have a feeling McMillan's going to have something up his sleeve, though, and that's 75. Just you wait and see. Tristan Allen trying to get his first points-paying win. He came off the All-Star race. You got Andrew Miller and JoJo Carter top 5 with Trey Bartow in 6th. Highest chase driver is the 48 of Roger Ray. And look at who's in 10th. Guy who blew a tire earlier. Aaron Walpole in 10th right now here at Bristol. Turner got the jump on the restart easily. And he's pulling away from Daniel McMillan right now.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said in the pre-race show, everyone can get pretty shuffled up in this race. Aaron Wolpel, he blew a tire, caused a couple big accidents. He's back in the top 10. So that's just amazing. But that's Bristol.
It is. Now, Stuart Grattan, a pretty good shout out to him. He's a lap down, but he's 13th. That is solid either way. And that's definitely the kind of points day he needs if he wants the championship here. Great way to start off the chase. Other guys in the chase, Brad Storer still finds himself in the top 20. You know, that guy is going to find a way to win this championship, I think. He is the guy to beat. No question about it. Definitely not the day he won it at Bristol, but like I said, this is a tough place. And you got the man, Jesse Turner, leading this thing right now. He won the first ever Chick-fil-A Cup Series race. He's been in every Chick-fil-A Cup Series race. It's no surprise that he has been the dominant guy here tonight. The rookies have had a hard time. Miller and Carter, you got to hand it to those guys. Roger Ray, I mean, what a race for him. Great day for Roger Ray and the Zidell Motorsports team. Of course, Sam Badillo got crashed out, but for Miller and Ray, they're both in the top 10 right now, so great runs for those guys. Oh boy. Justin Heath has just been, he needs to get off the darn racetrack because this is ridiculous.
We need the caution clock, that's what we need.
We don't need a caution clock because we never use it at this place. But the number 30, 26, you mean the damage clock?
Yeah, damage policy,
yeah,
that's
what it is. I don't know what the deal is with Justin Heath, but it's definitely not a good deal. But either way, this race closing down. And, you know, look at this. Every position matters here in this chase. Every point matters. And Roger Ray, highest chase driver right now, just got around Andrew Miller there. That is for 5th. So Ray is now in the 5th position. And Sill is trying to move his way through the field as well. Cody Sill is 7th. Both of those guys have had outstanding nights in the chase, and they're going to be the top 2 drivers in points at the end of the day. And right now, Roger Ray would be the points leader at the end of the night here at Bristol if everything worked out the way it is currently running. But Jesse Turner, the leader. That's all I'm going to say. Daniel McMillan running 2nd. Tristan Allen trying to find a way around Jake Jefferson. He's just not able to do it. And Jefferson does have a decently fast race car, even though he has a bunch of damage. I mean, Jefferson's not doing... he's 2 laps down. He's 19th. Not too bad, all things considered. But, still, you know, it could be a lot worse, you know? We've had so many guys with so many problems here tonight, you know. Jefferson could be in a much worse position than he is right now. But, it's looking pretty clean for Turner right now. He's got a clean racetrack ahead of him, so only unless he overshoots one of the corners and McMillan slides to the inside, I think he's got it. But we thought he had it at Martinsville. And boy, did he prove us wrong there. Thought he had a chance at Rockingham. McMillan took it away. So many opportunities for Jesse Turner this season. He definitely would love to come home with this victory, no question.
We do have Chicagoland on the schedule in a few races. And he is the defending winner of that race. So he would like to defend his title. So that's all I'm going to say.
Sirius XM 400, 2 weeks from now on a Friday night. That's always a great race. And like Trey said, Turner defending winner of that thing. So watch out for him in that race as well. Now we're coming up on Darlington. Now Darlington's going to be a much better race than this one. This race is never usually that good. I had some high hopes after the Turkey Hill Series race that we did. But either way, you know, it's great to see somebody like Turner, you know, pull through the way he has and not get screwed out of the win either, because he got himself to this position off of strategy a little bit there at the beginning of the race, but he worked his way up front, and you know, here he is with 4 laps to go, looking to win the Krystal Night Race. I think he's gonna get it. McMillan's just too far behind, almost gonna win this race 2 years in a row, not quite. And Tristan Allen finally got around Jake Jefferson. A great night for Tristan Allen. A 3rd place finish, just 1 race too late for him. If he had it last week, he would be in the chase right now. And on top of that, he'd probably take the points lead the way he's currently running. But not the case for Tristan Allen, unfortunately. But he did get the All-Star Race win on Wednesday, so congratulations to him on that one.
2 laps to go for Jesse Turner. The demons are about to be exercised, hopefully. Just hopefully he does not run out of gas, or an upside-down car is not in his way.
We're hoping. White flag for Jesse Turner at Bristol. Pretty cool place to win, I'd say at the least. We've had quite a few races at this racetrack, third most of any track in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. And Turner will finally get it. Jesse Turner wins the Krystal Night Race at Bristol. He's finally back in victory lane after so many times where he should have been in victory lane. Jesse Turner, the winner of the first race in the chase. And Roger Ray, a 5th place finish, will take the points lead. Cody Sills, 7th. The only 2 chase drivers in the top 10 here tonight. Stuart Gratton, 13th. Great run for him. And Brad Stover there in 20th. Pretty decent for him right there. And then Elijah Gordon's the next guy in line in 28th, with John Stewart 29th. Michael Canto 37th. We saw him involved in the accident. Justin Heath 35th. Yepez 31st. Sam Adio 40th.
Shout out to William Brock with a top 20 finish, and he was driving a modified car pretty much.
Yeah, 16th for him right there. His car was totaled, but he still managed to come home a lap down in 16th. Oh boy, what a crazy race. But honestly, this is actually one of the more calmer races we've had at Bristol. If you look back at the early seasons here at Bristol, it was madness. And you know, it was a pretty good one. And for Jesse Turner, that is how you win a race right there. And like I said, after the season he's had, definitely great to see him in victory lane for NRLOA Motorsports. Yeah, I'm a little biased. I know, I'm sorry. Your first ever winner on Napa Fan, you know. You gotta love the guy. If you don't, I don't know what's wrong with you. But Turner, McMillan, Allen, Carter, Ray, Miller, Sill, Bartow, and Walpole with Jordan Lopez top 10. Matt Dalio finished 11th. NRLOA Motorsports finished all their cars in the top 11. That hasn't happened in a long time. Trey Bartow, 8th place finish. Great run for him. The veterans. I consider the big 3 veterans here to be Turner, Bartow, and Dahlia. You also got Fitzwater there too. But those 3 guys are very similar to each other. And they all did a pretty good job here tonight here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. And the rest of the results right there. And interestingly enough, with only... how many is it there? 9 cars failing to finish. You'd be surprised at that after the race we had, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. Quite an interesting event, and what do you say, Trey? Want this for every race? I don't think so.
I don't know. Definitely one of the more interesting races that I've helped commentate with you, but definitely interesting race. Definitely shook up the chase. Definitely shook up the chase a little bit. We got with Roger Ray and Cody Sill. They're up there in the front of the chase, and we got Nicholas Amadeo and a bunch of other guys back in the back. So they still do have 9 races to make it up, and it's exciting to see what this new format is going to do with these guys.
We could have ourselves a very close points battle once we head to Homestead in September. But either way, thank you for bearing with me. And the good thing, it wasn't too ultra screwy. Nothing happened near the end of the race, so I'm going to be okay with it. And Jesse Turner won. He finally just won a race the way he should. So I'm happy for him. But anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. Throwback weekend next Saturday morning for the Meliello Southern 500. Got about, I say, 18 to 20 throwbacks, I do believe. So thank you guys for submitting those in. And the second race of the chase at Darlington, that race is usually a lot calmer, a lot more strategic, and just my kind of style of racing. So definitely check that out next weekend. It's gonna be fun at Darlington. Then we have the Chicagoland. I think that's 2 weeks from now. I can't remember if Watkins Glen's before Chicagoland or not. I can't remember how I did the schedule.
Watkins Glen is
it's actually Kentucky. Kentucky is 4th or 3rd in line, and then Chicagoland, and then Watkins Glen. Kentucky got moved into the 3rd position this year, so that's what goes on there. But anyways, congratulations to Jesse Turner on the victory here at Bristol. And here are the point standings after the first race in the chase of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series season number 7. Thank you guys very much for watching once again. On behalf of Trey Wright, I will see you guys later. Hover, 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 hover in my jetpack kicks. Hover, 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 I can see the world in my jetpack kicks.
Drop out the sky like bomb guards. Straight on down to Georgia. Light up the sky so bright at night that people say, is it the morning? Space invaders. Let's make some craters. Put up your lightsabers. Get Darth Vader. Feel the force when my kick's on. You can feel the force when my kick's on. Family Force 5 when my kick's on. My kick's on. Go. You can feel the force when my kick's on. Family Force 5 when my kick's on. Jetpack kicks high in the sky. Walking on air. I know how to fly in my jetpack kicks. My jetpack kicks. You can walk free hover in my jetpack kicks. All laced up. Rockets on blast. Sonic boom. So fast in my jetpack kicks. My jetpack kicks. I can see the world in my jetpack kicks. Hover, hover, hover. Hover in my jetpack kicks. Hover, hover, hover. I can see the world in my jetpack kicks. Man, just Marty McFly. Luke Skywalker too.